Since you brought up Inglewood, who were some of your main rivals out of Inglewood, or the hood's rivals? Period. Whose name stuck out back then?
Dirty Red, Little Caesar, Ricochet, Cricket, JB, God damn.
For the dime moves in the lows, for the 6-4s on spokes, for the OGs that did a dime, came back around on parole, for the homegirls with the scrap game, little homies that gang bang, from Pelican Bay to YA, rearrange your mind frame. Shit, ready. Come on, man.
Those dudes right there were practically a clique. Them was the names that the faces that all the Arlington crew loved. That first generation of the 60s, we had to know them names. Them was they boys.
So rewind back to the 1970s. Before 79, who was y'all beefing with? Who was y'all warring with? Who was y'all main gang rivals prior to 79?
Inglewood families.
They was on the top of the list.
They were on the top of the list. V&Gs.
Who were some notable V&Gs that stood out back then?
Oh, Connie, Swig. Goddamn. What's I want to say Grundy's. Butch Grundy. Little Donald Ray. Donald Ray brothers, Zachary's. Dave. Damn, man. Damn, I can't remember them dudes' names.
Were the ETGs with y'all back then fighting these dudes?
Yeah.
So the ETGs was on their BK tip back then?
Yeah.
And you didn't mention the Brims. The Brims weren't on our list back then?
I mean, the main focus of ours was the families, the VNs, and the Blackstones.
Why Blackstones?
Well, at that time, they were a major fixture. They were the Jungles. If you wanted to go through the Jungles, you had to face them. We found ourselves a lot in the jungles because we had females that lived in the jungles.
No, that ain't the reason. Y'all was going to Sherm Alley, motherfucker.
Yeah. Hey, when you was asking me about who converted over, I left my main man, Stagalee, out. I want to make sure I get Stag in here, rest in peace.
Well, that's why I mentioned the Keniston crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you first landed over here, the Stags and the Pinkies and the Billies and the Stacy Bullocks, basically the Keniston crew, what were they claiming before 60s formed?
West Side.
They were West Side.
West Side. West Side was the whole city, the whole west side of LA was on the west side.
What is this clique I hear about called the OC5? Was that the Keniston crew?
That is a crew that broke away from over in the Hall.
And none of our guys were OC5s?
I mean, Stag and TQ. Mm-hmm. They were originally OC5s and came over here with us.
Where did Stag live at when he was over here?
On Gay in 60, 67, 60, somewhere up in that little section off of West Beach.
During that time, was that still considered the hood?
Yeah, we considered it the hood.
Because it was Centinela Park back
then. I mean, at that time, we had a hand in Centinela Park.
We ran campaigns to take Centinela Park. And it wasn't until a lot of the homies got out that I was able to be successful in that taking of that park.
What years were we up there?
Shit. 74, 75, 76, 77.
From 1974 to 70, I guess 79, you know, that was our park.
What year did we stop going up there?
I want to say maybe the late, early 78, 79.
I won't say it was our park 7 days a week, but Sunday we would bombard them with so many soldiers that no one wanted to mess with us. I'm not saying that we didn't have conflicts in the park. I'm not saying no one didn't get, you know, gunplay inside of the park, because that would be a lie.
So before you went to Angola, it was a rap?
It was just becoming a rap.
And what was the reason for that?
That's hard to say.
It's right in their backyard. So naturally, they're going to make a stance when they get a few of their soldiers back. So that's how it was. But from 74 to 79, that was our park.
I mean, were the families coming through making their presence known? Is that why?
I mean, they tried at the time that we had it. They tried to come through but they were met head on. And then, I mean, at that time, it wasn't just us. When we first gravitated to Centinela Park, it was all Crips coming there.
So you remember Tookie being up there?
Yeah.
Did Tookie have the influence that people say he did?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So you can't take it away from him.
Can't take it away from him.
I had my red rag hanging out my pocket, green khaki suit. My homeboy walked up to me named Kev Mac, and he said, "Jeff, you standing next to Tookie." And I looked, and his arms were just bigger than my head. So I grabbed my little red rag and I stuffed it down deep and exit stage left. You know, keeping it on the real, my nigga, you know.
Do you know the story about some cat named Loose Booty? Can you tell us about that?
I won't speak on that one.
No? Okay.
I won't speak on that one, yes.
I mean, since we was talking about Centinela Park, I had to ease that one in. Okay.
Yeah. It was a shooting, and hey, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Okay, we'll leave that one alone.
Yeah.
So did the homies fuck with Tookie at that time? Were we marching down Florence and all that shit with this dude? Or that was a different crew?
That was a different crew. The marching down Florence, the raiding the liquor stores all the way back to the hood, that was us. We were 60 then.
Did Tookie have any influence that you know of on the Crippin' in the 60s?
No.
Well, you know, Tookie lived on 69th. He was in the area.
I'm not going to speak on next. I can't say how, but if he had any link to anything besides Westside, I would think would be A-Trey Gangster.
You know, Odie Shaw and Raymond Potts and all them kind of lived in his area.
Yeah.
Is there any link to Tookie and Raymond Potts and Odie Shaw and Odell Shaw? Since they
all of them was major players in the West Side that became 60s. Once 60 was formed, there was no link to Took. Took control was West Side, not West Side 60s.
Why do you think there's confusion on who started 60s when it comes to older West Side Crips compared to Babyface and his crew? Why?
I mean, at that time, we were kind of split. As it's known today as Arlington, it was two sides of Arlington. Across the tracks, Big Rick, Jonell, that crew. Then on the other side, Big Monk, Roach,
You mean Little Mop?
Little mom.
The origins of neighborhood crip in the 60s. Who brought that over here? Who's the first neighborhood crip that you met in the 60s?
Shit, gotta be the Arlington crew.
It wasn't Odie Shaw? Anthony Hatchett?
I mean, but that's all the same group. It's all the same group. Hatchet and all of us ran together. Odie Shaw and us all ran together.
They say Odie Shaw was a beast.
Beast. Yes.
And they said he ain't one of the old timers that stepped out the way. He participated.
Oh, yes. He participated all the way.
He didn't care about old relationships.
I mean, when it was severed, to the best of my understanding, a lot of old heads on that side declared the line.
Do you know anything about Cafe Boys, or that's before your time?
Yeah, I don't know nothing about the Cafe Boys.
Supposedly that's supposed to be like the homies in the A-trays before the sets form.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, all right. Did any ETGs live in the 60s, back in the 70s?
Damn, that's a good one.
On 10th Avenue.
That's a good one there. I want to say Skull had a spot. Yeah, Skull did have a spot on the dime block. I want to say on the dime block.
Let me ask you this too. When you met Face and them, is Ricky Slew his brother too?
Yes, that's his big brother.
So it's Ricky Slew,
And
Babyface,
and Baby Hugh.
and Baby Hugh. All three are brothers.
All three brothers.
Where did they live at when you first met them? Or did you even know?
I was on the run for, I can't remember, was it a hot one? Attempted hot one. And they let me come live with them, and they was living on Century and before you get to Hawthorne Boulevard, if you coming east on Century, whatever that first light is coming from Hawthorne, they were living there.
It's called like Lemon Street or Lemon or Yukon or some shit like that.
No, it ain't Yukon. It ain't Yukon. It might be Lemon or Lyman.
Something like that.
Something used to be a gas station on the corner. There was an apartment building right next to the same hotel that stands there today.
Did you hang in the Coolie Coos with these guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
And who ran the Coolie Coos?
I mean, it was a host of Crips in there. I mean, hustling. Face had a strong hand in it because he was one of the watermen. Then it was a dude, one of the first, I want to say first millionaires to come out of Inglewood, but he was a non-affiliate. What's his name? Blackwell?
So Face lived kind of like close to the Coolie Coos.
Right down the street.
And the reason I'm asking that, because the dude that supposedly 90% of the hood agree that Face started the hood never lived in the hood, and it came out of Inglewood. Can you explain that to me?
Shit, Face went to Horseman. Everybody that he gravitated was hood. I mean, we lived in the hood. I mean, that's hard to explain. That's a question you would have to narrow Face down.
Okay.
But Face was in the hood every day.
Man, I can't kneel face down for nothing, man. But I was just trying to figure out. He went to 59th. He went to Horace Mann, but he stayed in Inglewood.
Yeah.
And he started the turf. So I'm trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, that's a good question. I never, and to this day, me and Face is I just seen him a few weeks ago. We from day one, that's been my guy, and he's my guy today.
When you came back from Angola in '81, was Face on deck?
No, Face. I want to say, he definitely wasn't on deck. Face wasn't with the war. Face was one of the homies that wasn't with the war. I mean, we were so close with those dudes. Those dudes was us. We were them. That's why when I first heard about Tyrone and I first heard the stance that they took as a hood, I couldn't believe it.
What you mean took the stance? What stance you talking about?
I mean, to the best of my understanding, it was so what? It was done. No taking it back. Let's go to the next level.
Who owned that station wagon back then that I keep hearing about?
The slew wagon.
The slew wagon?
The slew wagon. Yeah, that was prime. That was prime seating there.
And who was in that slew wagon?
Everybody that was somebody. You didn't get in there unless you was somebody.
Mac wanted me to ask you, do you know anybody named Daryl Oates?
Nah. The name seems to ring a bell, but I can't put a face to it.
Did you ever hear the name of the guy behind Tyrone?
Yeah, I want to say yeah, no, but I can't. My memory doesn't pinpoint it down.
All right, back on Tyrone. Tyrone passed away March of '79. Did the ETGs and 60s go to immediate war, or were there overtures for peace?
I can't point the finger, but there was some that wanted to remain with peace. And it was, homies felt slight.
Were there meetings with them after Tyrone's death? Was there communication? Were they trying to keep
it's always communication amongst real ones. But I don't know the particulars. It's a group of homies met up with a group of A-Trade gangsters at St. Andrew Park. And whatever the outcome, when the homies left St. Andrew Park, it was over.